Adobe did research with Madison Wall on the impact of creativity on conversions. It was a meta-analysis, and it's somewhere between 40 to 60%. So the question is, why do we pretty much ignore creative and really only talk about targeting? And the answer is because it's hard. It's hard to measure creative. There are a lot of companies that made a lot of money. We know who they are, who measure last click and conversions, because that's very easy to measure, and that's based on targeting. And so that became sort of the area of focus for everybody to measure the ROI in that way, when really we know it's not accurate. We're not measuring the full picture, and we need to understand the creative. The good news is there are now tools that are in place to be able to measure the creative. Adobe has one of those tools. It's called Creative Analytics, and basically can look at what elements within the creative are driving the conversions.
So with those tools in mind to really understand what's working so that advertisers can actually engage in that, publishers have been using generative AI to attract small and medium-sized brands. Are these new advertisers actually incremental revenue, or are they just replacing existing budgets at maybe lower CPMs?
There's definitely room to expand the roster of advertisers. If you look at the walled gardens and the roster of small, medium-sized businesses that are advertising there, publishers definitely have an opportunity to take advantage of that. But to do that, you really need two things. The first thing is creative. Creative has always been sort of a barrier for medium-sized, small to medium businesses, and those barriers are coming down with the Gen AI creative tools that are out there, but it has to be high-quality creative. So number one, you need high-quality creative. Number two, you need workflows, easy workflows that somebody who's not used to buying media can go in and be able to create an ad like that and be able to place the media. And that's what walled gardens have done really well, and that's what publishers need to adapt to expand that roster of advertisers.
So speaking of what else publishers can do, data collaboration is an idea that's been gaining a lot of traction over a while. It's great in theory, but for publishers, they really are protectful of that first-party data, their audience insights. How do you convince them to share those insights? How do you convince them to share that data with advertisers when they spent years hoarding that data?
So it's changing, and the reason is because now there's privacy-enhancing technologies that allow publishers to share some of that data without exposing that raw level, granular data that is so valuable to them. Adobe has a data collaboration application where it's basically an easy button between brand advertisers and publishers to be able to see overlaps very quickly, activate. And then the last piece I think that is an opportunity for publishers is measurement. The walled gardens have been very successful because they've been able to prove that their media is working through measurement using first-party conversion data from brand advertisers. Publishers have to embrace that and make it easy for brand advertisers to bring their first-party conversion data to the table. Adobe happens to be very strong in that area because of Adobe Analytics. Most of our brand advertiser customers, and we work with 97 of the top 100 Ad Age customers, most of them have their analytics data within our Adobe system, and that means offline, online, search, all that data should be used in the publisher's measurement capabilities.
So Sam, we're kind of at the start maybe, or maybe a little past the start, it varies, of the agentic AI era. And looking at agentic AI systems that can make these autonomous decisions, for publishers' perspective, where should they be really looking to let AI take control versus where they really need to keep a tight handle with human oversight? Or is it? Yeah.
So Adobe, as a company, we're very proud to be part of the creative community as well as the data community. And we really look at AI as an assistant to be able to automate some of the routine tasks that folks, frankly, shouldn't be doing or can do higher value activities. So to give you a couple examples of what we're seeing today, we have an audience agent. So instead of asking somebody, hey, can you go pull this audience, which might involve writing code or whatever it is, Now an agent can go do that and respond very quickly. The same thing with analytics. If somebody has a question, instead of running 5 reports to get the answer, now you can ask an agent. And the one topic that we're having a lot of conversations about with agents is LLMs. So today, if somebody wants to find out what show is on where, what streaming service should I be subscribing to, they go to ChatGPT or Perplexity and they put that question in, and that's disintermediating the actual publisher because now they're not going to the app or their website to find out. So we have an agent called LLM Optimizer that basically takes all that publisher content from their website and their apps, and an agent goes in and optimizes that content. So when the LLM crawlers come, they pick it up and they move higher into those results.
Sam, publishers have always faced pressure on their keeping CPMs up, and the competition from walled gardens is another pressure point for publishers. What's one capability that most publishers are missing in terms of something that's preventing them from capturing more ad dollars?
I think it's still a fragmented data ecosystem. If you look at the walled gardens, they've been so successful because they have a single source of truth. I think still in most of the publishers, especially large media companies, the data is still fragmented. So you have a streaming service, you have a studio, you have theatrical, you have e-commerce. All that data sits in different systems within a publisher ecosystem. And so what you have to do is bring that all together and have one unified, actionable audience that, that really can unlock the ease of use that we were talking about. And Adobe, we have a customer data platform, our CDP, that does that, and we've been working with media companies and publishers around bringing all that data. That's something that is still in process for various reasons, but I think that's a big unlock. Like once all that data is available, then it's a single source of data with all this rich activity that happens across a publisher, and then you're kind of on an equal playing field with some of the others.